The Michigan at Iowa game Saturday night, 7:30, nationally televised on ESPN, has been canceled. So we don't get one last opportunity to see Michigan get their absolute butts kicked this year, unless they play a bowl game, which we'll talk about here a little bit later in the show. I am your host, James Yoder. As always, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at James Yoder. So if you haven't seen yet, if we're breaking the news to you, Michigan has had multiple positive coronavirus tests again in the last 24 hours. And with the temperatures in Iowa below freezing on Saturday and traveling out there, they're not going to play the game, which would make Michigan actually the first Big Ten team to cancel 3 straight games to coronavirus. And actually, frankly, they might be the first team in all the country, at least in Power 5. I don't know if like Houston or somebody like that canceled 3 straight games, but it is what it is, I guess, at this point. Michigan and Iowa will not cancel. And in reality, that should bring an end to this disastrous and uninspiring 2020 season, unless Michigan does something completely ridiculous in my mind, and with 16 days left here to the end of the year, gets in a bowl game before December 31st. I don't think there's any chance they would play after that. Or what happened yesterday was that the NCAA actually is now, or Sunday, the NCAA is actually allowing you to play any game. It doesn't have to be a bowl game. You can have an additional game that can take place between the 19th of December, after the games are played, the 19th of December, through the end of the year. So theoretically, Michigan and Ohio State could play, Christmas Eve if they wanted to, if Ohio State were to lose the Big Ten championship game. Obviously, it's not going to happen. Michigan could schedule Toledo, anybody they want to. So look for that announcement potentially in the coming weeks or in the coming days potentially. But the regular season over for the Wolverines, and signing day is tomorrow. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're approaching 12,000 subscribers. We're going to have a big-time signing day show tomorrow. We're going to break down every recruit, and if Donovan Edwards, he's committing tomorrow afternoon, Xavier Worthy, if he sticks with Michigan, flips, we'll bring you the latest with that news. So subscribe to the Michigan Football Report, youtube.com/Michigan TV. If you forget, come back, tell your friends, and you will never miss out on a show every time we put one out. So I'm going to ask you guys this question. Comment below. I'm going to pin this comment right beneath the video. So I ask you guys this question. With Michigan, Iowa being canceled, are you glad or are you mad? You want to see the Wolverines play again? You're mad? You're happy? You're glad? You might get hit with the YouTube ad break here. So if you do, scroll down, comment glad or mad to the pinned comment. Scroll back up. The show will keep on rolling. Also wanted to tell you guys about BetUS. Because the game's canceled, we're bringing back the jersey giveaway deal. So go to chatsports.com/GoBlue. You see the link right below me on the screen. Chatsports.com/GoBlue gets you 125% deposit bonus. And because the game's canceled, BetUS feels bad. We feel bad for Michigan fans. Want to make you guys have a happy, Merry Christmas. So get the Michigan jersey. If you use the promo code GoBlue when you deposit, then email us. You got to remember this one because I didn't put it in the graphics. It's goblue@chatsports.com. Get going with BetUS. Make your first deposit using that promo code and link, chatsports.com/GoBlue, promo code GoBlue, and email us, goblue@chatsports.com. Remember that, pause it, write it down, goblue@chatsports.com. Tell us you got going with them, you made your deposit, and you are ready for your free jersey. We'll get some information from you, get that shipped out as soon as we can. So the story of the day, Michigan at Iowa, Saturday night canceled, which, in my opinion, this was the Big Ten championship game because it was the primetime Saturday night game on ESPN, the last game of the Big Ten regular season. That screams Big Ten championship to me. So it's clear that the big wigs and the conspiracy theorists at the Big Ten trying to keep Michigan from ending the 2020 Big Ten season with a victory, and I would call them a de facto Big Ten champion had they won. Obviously some sarcasm here, but I digress. They will not play that game. Bowl game is still out there, so why would Michigan play a bowl game? I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that unless Jim Harbaugh is 100% going to come back and coach, and he doesn't think that prioritizing changing his staff, recruiting new coaches, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, recruiting coordinator needs to go. There's a lot of positions they need to replace if he were to return. Whether or not he signs a contract or not, we'll talk about that here in a second. But I don't know if Michigan needs the distraction of a bowl game because it's going to have to happen in the next 2 weeks. And in all reality, it would happen probably within 10 days of when this game was going to happen on December 19th. So I don't know if that's what Jim Harbaugh needs to be spending his time on personally. Frankly, all the practices they've had since they came back on campus in June haven't seemed to make any sort of difference in the quality of play. So what's another 15 practices going to do? I think he should spend some time recruiting new coaches, getting his staff in order, working on some recruits that aren't going to sign tomorrow but are committed to Michigan or waiting to hear about Harbaugh's future. And, see who's in and who's out with this class, with this team, with a lot of guys considering transferring, et cetera. Let's sit them right down and say, are you in or you're out? If you're out, wish you the best. If you're in, we'll see you back here on January 4th for workouts, get in the weight room with the strength and conditioning team. So that is the question. I think there's a lot of rumors out there that Michigan went into the Ohio State game week, thinking that, hey, if the NCAA lets us play a bowl game, it could be 2-4, 2-5, doesn't matter. We can play in a bowl game. We're going to try and get those extra practices in. I think Michigan should just wipe their hands of it personally and call it a season, call it a game. But that's my thoughts there. So kind of ask you guys this question: yes or no to a bowl game? You clearly heard mine. I'm saying no. So go down, comment. I'm going to put this comment down there in the comment section below. Yes or no? Just respond back yes or no in the comments. You can reply to the comment I put from the channel. If you see Michigan Football Report, yes or no to bowl game, certainly reply to that if you want to. But if not, just go down in the comments right now and hit yes or no. And while you're there, you'll see a link to follow me on Twitter at James Yoder. If you're an MFer, you watch this channel, make sure you tweet at me, James, I'm an MFer. I've been getting tons of people doing that. I'm retweeting and following back through the rest of the year. So if you're on Twitter, make sure you follow me. Make sure you tell me that you watch the show by saying I'm an MFer, Michigan Football Report, MFR. If not on Twitter, hey, get an account for Twitter, and I will take credit for you joining, and I'll probably send them a bill for your user acquisition costs. So that is the Twitter account. So last point here on Jim Harbaugh. We got two things left I want to talk about today. Harbaugh's contract chaos is doing no one any good. And with the game canceled against Iowa, isn't the season over? Ward Manuel said, we're going to wait till after December 19th, after the last game of the year. And this was last Monday or Tuesday of Ohio State week, to talk about Jim Harbaugh's contract. Harbaugh spoke to media yesterday. He said, I plan to be here next year. Ward Manuel has said, Jim Harbaugh's our coach. Neither one of those things are very definitive, right? I plan to be here is not I will be here. Jim Harbaugh's our coach is not Jim Harbaugh will continue to be our coach and will return next year. So it signals to me that no one really knows. Maybe Harbaugh thinks he's got NFL offers out there. Maybe Michigan's going to wait until after the Big 12 championship game to reach out to Matt Campbell, where they have or haven't, see if there's an interest there before they, give Harbaugh a hardball offer, try and lower his contract, see if they mutually part ways. But it's causing chaos because there's at least 3 or 4 recruits that aren't going to sign tomorrow or potentially decommit. You could lose out on your best running back in the state of Michigan in 4 or 5 years, and Donovan Edwards. He's committing tomorrow. And I think that Jim Harbaugh is doing himself no good. Michigan's doing themselves no good by signing it and getting a deal done if the intent is for him to return. So the only thing I can think of is the intent right now from one of the sides is for him to not return. And National Signing Day is tomorrow, Wednesday. As I mentioned earlier, we'll have all kinds of coverage here on the channel, have it on Twitter as well, so make sure you follow me there. And to give you guys a little signing day preview, 2 major announcements. Donovan Edwards, number 1 player in the state, number 2, I guess, in the composite now in the state of Michigan. Top 5 running back in the country, down to Michigan, Georgia, Notre Dame. Most recruiting experts think that he's going to be a Michigan commitment, even without any certainty from Jim Harbaugh's future. So we'll see what happens. He'll be announcing 1:30 p.m. Eastern, and then 4 o'clock, current Michigan commit Xavier Worthy, wide receiver out of Fresno, California, going to decide between Michigan and Alabama. So keep an eye out for those announcements tomorrow. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, and we'll have some recruiting videos early in the day and have a class recap towards the end of the day. If you missed any of my content from over the weekend, I've got my Michigan Football Report weekend videos. I got one for you right here, got one for you right here. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/MichiganTV. Just click this button right here. You will be subscribed and you'll never miss a video. Until tomorrow, we'll see you. Go Blue.